guys, it's Jessica from Peace Love Books, and today I'm here with an exciting video, and I am going to be reading the Goodreads Choice Awards for the category of romance. I feel like this is going to be a super popular video this year because Kayla from Books and Lala did this last year for the thriller category, and I already know that Chandler from Chandler Ainsley is doing this video for romance. I'm doing the video for romance, and there have been 2 people already that I've seen who have done reaction videos to the Goodreads list, so I can link them down below for you. Check those out. I haven't watched them yet because I wanted to film my clip first. I've already looked at them because it was like crazy yesterday. Everyone was up in arms. I think it was Monday actually. It's Tuesday. Whatever day they announced it. And so the first round has released, and how the first round works is they pick the 15 most talked about books in the genre, and so a lot of what they use for that is how many people have shelved it on Goodreads. So I know for sure there's one in here that's on here because they were giving away like 500 copies of it. So like literally I did not hear anybody reading it or anybody talking about it, but I know I won the book in a giveaway too, and that's why it's on this list. And there's another one that's not romance, and there are a bunch that are actually women's fiction. So there are 15 here. So they, according to Colleen Hoover, because a thriller made it on the list in romance. According to Colleen, she posted a huge long Instagram message about it because people are mad, and Goodreads does it based on how people shelve books. So it just reiterates the fact that no one knows romance. Romance is the most misunderstood genre there is. There are women's fiction books on this list that people have shelved as romance. People have shelved this as romance. It's much more a thriller than a romance. I would not consider this a romance. There's like a slight romance in it, but it's a thriller. And there are no historical romances, 1 paranormal romance, and 3 indie published, which actually is a lot more than I thought. There are 15, like I said, and I've already read 11 of them. I am so proud of myself that I have kept up with the times. There are a few I'm surprised are not on this list, like Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey is not on this list. The Right Swipe by Alicia Rye is not on this list. The new Tessa Dare book's not on this list. The new Ilana Andrews is not on this list, and that's shocking to me, but I think books like this one knocked it out. No offense if you've read it or loved it, but this is not a romance. I'm pretty sure it's a women's fiction. I do own all but 2 of these books as well, which is really surprising. Okay, so hopefully the lighting's okay because it's literally 4 o'clock and it's dark outside. We do have the second round where there are write-ins, but I feel like the write-ins never make it super far. So I'll get to the ones I haven't read first. So I haven't read 4 of them, and the one that I don't own is the Flat Share, which I really want to own. So I'm going to look at Half Price Books, and if they don't have it, I'll just order it from Amazon. Really excited to read that. And then we have Things You Save in a Fire, which is not a romance from what I understand. There's romance in it, but people have said it's definitely more of a women's fiction novel, so we'll see about that. The Tracy Garvis Graves book, which I have no idea what it's about, and I got one an arc when they were giving away like 500 arcs to people. It only got on there because they promoted it like crazy when it came out, so I honestly don't even know anybody who's been reading it. So I'm surprised this is on it, but I gotta read this. And then another one I'm surprised is Aisha at Last. I got an arc from Berkeley, but I never read it because I wasn't really super interested in it. But it's on this list, and I think that Berkeley came out with a lot more romances that were more popular than this one. I don't remember seeing that many people read it aside from the people I know who got an arc of it. So we'll see how I feel. So I have 4 to read for this initial round. I'm going to go ahead and just read all of them since I really don't have a lot to read. I am concerned for the write-in portion. So they're going to add 5 more books to this list for the second round. And then they're going to narrow it down to a top 10, and then it's going to be the winner. So I'm going to read all of them, and I can guarantee you that Mariana Zapata is probably going to show up, and I don't want to read her newest release because it's so long and I have other Mariana Zapata books I have to read this month, but that's probably going to show up on the list. I don't know if people are going to write in Fix Her Up by Tessa Bailey. I don't know if people are going to write in Krista and Becca Ritchie, and I'm going to have to read a book that's like a million into the series, and for Lacey and Sarah to yell at me because I can't read it yet because I have to read them all in order, and they're on this new series, and I think it's book like 3 in this new series. So I'll probably have to read that one, and I don't know who else they're gonna write in. So I will update you guys when the next list comes out, and I will update you guys on my reading journey of these. I guess I'll talk to you guys later when there has been some movement in this process. Hey guys, so I actually picked this up today. It's Things You Save in a Fire, and I'm already halfway through it, and I'm loving it so far, but Lily's whining. It's almost dinner time, so I'm in my loft, so all my like stuff's around me. But I like firefighter, police officer kind of books and TV shows. Like my sister and I love The Rookie and 911. This one, she's a firefighter and she has to start over at a new station because she has to take care of her mom. But her and her mom don't get along because her mom left her when she was 16, her and her dad. And so it's definitely women's fiction. Like, we're just kind of getting to some romance and I'm halfway through, and it's a lot looking at her being able to forgive her mom or not, her dealing with her own issues of what happened when she was 16. So it's definitely looking more at her life than her romance right now. And so not technically a romance of what I would classify. There is a romance in it, but it's not like the center of the book. It's more about her and her life. So that's why that would be classified more as women's fiction. But I'm loving it so far. I can't put it down, and so I'm excited to finish it. And it's a 5-star read for me right now because she's talking about like working at the fire station, and she's not a rookie, but she's new and she's a woman, and her old fire station was run by a woman, and so she was like super accepted because of it. And she's like really awesome. She like scores top ranks and she's super in shape and she's very smart. But like at the new fire station, it's very run down. It's all men, and they are like, one guy's super overweight, and it's just like she was with like the studs back in Texas, and now it's just like a small town fire station, and they like treat her like she's made of glass. So she's kind of annoyed with that, but she's liking The Rookie that started at the same time as her. So I'm really enjoying it, and I will catch up with you guys later what my thoughts are on it. Not sure I like it being in the romance category for Goodreads, but I'm really enjoying it. Hey guys, I don't know if I updated you, but I did finish this. I know I updated you while I was reading this, but I don't think I've updated you when I finished. I'm giving this a 4 to 5 stars. It's definitely not 100% of romance. I would more categorize this as women's fiction, especially with the ending. It was kind of insta-lovey, and there was like this mystery where there's this bad guy, and it all kind of like wrapped up too conveniently, and people like kind of compared it to like a Nicholas Sparks kind of book, which I can definitely see. So I did end up giving this 4 to 5 stars. I thought it was a really fun romance that it had, and it dealt a lot with her relationship with her mother, and then her trying to gain respect at the firehouse. And so it was just a really fun, cute read. And like I said, I love cop and firefighter TV shows, so this felt like something from there where it was more about the character and what they were going through, and they just happened to have a romance during that. But I really enjoyed it. 4 to 5 stars. Don't think it should be in this category, but what are you gonna do? And I don't know if this will be in the top 10 or not because it's not a romance, but I don't know how many people have read it. So it does have a romance in it, so that's probably why people are shelving this as a romance. But it was cute. I liked it. And yeah, I'm gonna update you guys later. Hey guys, so it is currently the 12th of November, which means that round 2 has started now for the Goodreads Choice Awards. So they have added the 5 write-ins, and I've only so far read 1 from the original 15. So you all already know my feelings about that book, but I knew romance readers know their romance. So there are 5 actual romances that are written in, and 3 out of the 5 are mass markets, and then 2 are self-published, and I totally called some of them. Of the write-ins, I have read 0 of them, which is slightly annoying, but it's okay. So I have to read all 5 of them, and I know some of them are on audio though. So the first one actually I bought this weekend. It's the Wallflower Wager by Tessa Dare. This is book I think 3 in this series, and I don't think you have to read them in order, and I haven't read any of the other ones in this series, but I really want to read this one because I know she like works with animals, and the Duke next door I think doesn't like the animals and thinks that it's like diminishing the property value, so he wants them all gone, and it's a romance, so I'm assuming it's Hate to Love. I'm very excited to try this. I'm pretty sure Chandler from Chandler Inslee read this one and really liked it, so I have to read this. I'll probably read this next because I'm super excited to get to it. But the other ones, let me look them up. So Brazen and the Beast by Sarah McLean. So excited this is on this list. I just ordered it from Amazon because I want it anyways. I remember I was looking for it this weekend at Half Price Books because I wanted to read it, so that's good that it's just going to push me to do that. Beard Necessities by Petty Read is on here, which I I'm kind of shocked by, kind of not. I feel like she's normally on these lists, and I'm not the biggest fan of this series, and I haven't really enjoyed books I've read by her lately. So it's book 7, but Lacey, I have conferred with her, and I'm allowed to read it without reading the rest of the series. So I will probably try to see if that's on audio, because I think her books are on Audible Escape. So I'll listen to that one. And another one added was The Best Thing by Mariana Zapata, so another huge book added to my list. I knew this was going to be on here. She's always added on here, even though this one is not even nearly as popular as any of her other books. This was added. I know all of her books are on audio on Audible Escape, but I'm not about to listen to like a 15-hour audiobook. Oh my god, just thinking about that just like does not make me feel okay. So I'm probably gonna try to just read it on Kindle Unlimited, because I do have that. And then the last one, I did mention it previously in a clip and of what I thought would be added in, and that is Sapphire Flames by Alana Andrews. This is book 4 in the Hidden Legacy series, but I'm pretty sure the original 3, which I own over there, follow one couple, and then book 4 is a different couple, I think. I could be wrong. Lacey's read this though. I'm pretty sure Lacey has read like all of these write-ins, at least. Yes. I'm pretty sure literally Lacey has read every single book that's been written in. So she should be doing this video instead of me. But anyways, I asked Lacey, I was like, do I have to read the first 3? I will if I have to. I was not looking forward to having to binge all 3 of them. They're on my TBR, I own all of them, but I'm like, I don't have time to do that on top of all the other books. But she said no, I can read book 4 by itself. So I'm very excited about that. So I have 5 of these books to read, and then another 3 to read on the original list, so I have 8 to read out of the top 20, which isn't too bad, but like the fact that now I've only read 11 out of 20, 11 out of 15 seemed really good. Like that was very impressive, but now I've read 11 out of 20. I have to keep up on these new releases, but a lot of these are in series by authors or authors that I don't have time to read, like Mariana Zapata, so I have a lot of reading ahead of me. I'm definitely going to start with this next though, because I'm very excited to read this, and I'm just going to read all 20 just to see how I do. So in 7 days, in a week, we will figure out the top 10. So that'll be much easier for me to like categorize, but I just wanted to go ahead and read these in case they do make the top 10. So I'll go ahead and read all 8 that are on this list, and the winners announced on the 10th. So I have a month to get this done, which I can do. But yeah, that's what I wanted to update you on. Doubled my TBR with these write-ins, but that's okay. I'm not really surprised by any book that made this list, but it just shows me I should have read these when they came out instead of sitting on them and regretting it now. So I'll catch up with you guys once I'm reading this book, which I'm very excited to read, and catch up with you guys when we are down to our top 10. Hey guys, bit of a different angle. I'm just sitting on the floor in my library. I have a lot to update you guys on. I did finish, sorry if the glare is annoying, my glasses are so hard to film with, but finished the Wallflower Wager. If you follow me on Goodreads, link down below always, you will know I gave this 5 stars, and it's more a 4.5 star read for me, but I was flying through it. I think I read like 150 pages in one night, which I typically don't do on a school night, and the font's like super big in here though. I don't know if that's normal for, I don't think it typically is normal for more mass markets, but it might be for Avon. But it was very cute. I loved how she had a lot of animals and loved them, and she had made a wager with her aunt that she would find the animals all homes, and she would insert herself back into society if she could still live there. I believe it was London. I don't remember where she was living, but she was living next to that duke, and he kind of helps her with it because he wants her to stay, because he's trying to sell the house next to her, and the value would go up if it was next to someone of her status. But we do figure out she had a lot in her past that affected why she was so shy and not putting herself out there, because she was very hurt in her past by someone she trusted and violated in her past. So there's a trigger warning for that. But it was really cute, and I really liked it, and it was very steamy. So Chandler did a video of her steamiest reads of 2019. This had a lot in it, and I really loved their romance together. It was very cute. I did feel like it was kind of like too fast at the end, but I got why it was. So definitely like 4.5, but I rounded up to 5 because I really, really liked it. I am happy this was a historical that's on this list, so very excited for Tessa Dare for that. I do have to read the other 2 books in the series because they sound really good, but I am 35% into The Best Thing by Mariana Zapata, and that one is like 470 pages, and I'm about 170 into it. I got it from KU, and it's actually good, but a lot slower than normal for Mariana Zapata, and that's saying something. I don't know if I told you guys the synopsis, but she works at an MMA gym. She grew up there. I believe that she was fighting at some point too in her career, because it talked about like when she had to lose weight to be in a certain weight class. But she had a fling with someone about, I want to say, a year and a half ago. Maybe almost 2 years ago, and he completely cut her off, and so that we get before each chapter her trying to get into contact with him, and he never does, and he just showed up at the gym, and it's dealing with that. Not too much has happened. In the first like 20%, nothing was really happening, and there's definitely not even a spark of a romance, I feel like, right now, so we'll see how I like it. I have heard this is not people's favorites by her. I know Lacey, who loves Mariana Zapata, didn't love this book, so we'll see how I feel. I am also reading it for my author binge series, so I'm reading 3 Mariana Zapata books in a video as well, so you can check that out if that's up or not. I have no idea what order these videos are going to go up, but I'm going to keep on reading it. It feels like it's taking me forever, but we'll see. I also started Sapphire Flames by Alana Andrews. I think that's the author. I don't own a physical copy. I decided to get the audiobook from my library, and I'm flying through it. It is 14 parts, so each part's about an hour, so it's like 14 hours long, and I'm already on part 7. I've been listening to it a lot these past 2 days. Hi, Darcy. You joining me? You guys want to see Darcy? Oh, my baby. What are you doing? She likes to get into my boxes over there, but there's nothing in there. Those are empty right now. Oh, I should move that pen though. Hi. And right now, Sapphire Flames isn't really romance heavy at all, and I'm almost halfway through it. The audio's great. I love it. It's a little slow right now because I'm listening to it on 2x speed. I've gotten used to 2.5 speed on Audible Escape, so it's through Overdrive, and they only go up to 2x speed, so it feels a little slow, but that's just the pacing of the voice to me. But it's really good. There's a magic system. Our main character, her magic is she's a siren, so her voice can compel people to like love her and do her bidding and stuff, but the problem is that they become like so obsessed with her that they like will do anything to be with her, and there's like angry mobs after her, so she has to be really careful using her power. And she works for this like PI company, and so the dynamic of the families is hard to explain, but there's like different like families like of aristocrats, and there's like the head of your family, and so she's the head of her family, and she works for the PI company. And this family, there was a murder in it, and so there's only this woman and her brother, and her mom and sister were found dead. And so the woman is now the head of her family, and she wants to investigate the death of her mother, so she hires her company. And the love interest is this like celebrity in their world, and she keeps on talking about like Instagram and how she's like been obsessed with him since he was young, but something had happened in their past, and I don't know if this was mentioned in the other 3 books because this is book 4 in a series, but the first 3 books are about one couple, and this is like kind of a spin-off trilogy, but continuation really. And I'm not lost on the storyline, so I feel like it's completely fine reading this without reading the other 3. That's what Lacey told me I could do. I could read book 4 without reading the 3 because the 3 are about a different storyline and a different couple. But I don't know if I missed some of their background. It didn't tell us too much, but he has some secrets, and he's not just this pretty boy, Instagram famous guy that he wants everybody to believe. And just now they're getting into like a banter, bickering relationship, and that's halfway through the novel. So maybe we're gonna get more romance for the rest of the book. I don't know, but it's been more of like a mystery paranormal book, which I love, but I would like more romance right now. I'm in the middle of 2 books for this reading challenge, and I'm going to read The Flash Share tomorrow, so I am happy that I'm going to read all 20 books for this, because then I only have like 4 or 3 left after I finish these. And I am annoyed. Bare Necessities by Penny Reed, they have the ebook at my library, but I'm number like 140, and it'll take 7 weeks for me to get it, and it's $6 for the ebook. That's how much I paid. I paid less than that for this book, and that's how much I paid for Brazen It and the Beast by Sarah McLean, which I'm going to start later as well. So very annoyed that Penny Reed's ebook is that expensive, because typically indie ebooks are like $3 or $4. I think the most I've paid is $4. Mariana Zapata's might be $4.99, but at least she's on KU. Penny Reed's is $6 for an ebook. I think that's ridiculous, and I'm really annoyed that I'm going to have to spend $6 on this ebook now. But I gotta do what I gotta do for my video. So those are my reading updates right now, and I will catch up with you guys later, probably when I finish either one of those, because I'm about halfway through and 35% of the way through. I don't know. I'm close to being done with those, so I will update you, and I'm very excited to read the flat share, so we'll see how that one goes. Hey guys, I want to pop in here real quick and let you know my Emposia blanket, which I've talked about in a couple videos. It's a really soft hooded blanket that I'm obsessed with. I have the Pets and Pros, so we have these cute little dog and a cat under this tent of books. My blanket is amazing and I love it. I want to let you know they are on sale right now, and I have a coupon code for you. So if you're interested in a blanket of your own and you want 10% off, use the code Jessica1. If you want 25% off 2 or more blankets, you use Jessica2, and that'll save you money, and they will ship by Christmas. So if you want to splurge and gift someone these amazingly soft Sherpa lined hooded blankets, they are amazing. Definitely check out the shop, and yeah, back to my regularly scheduled content. Miss Lily's tired. You doing, baby? I also have Miss Darcy. Oh, you're stretchy. Oh yes, you're so cute. Hey guys, I'm here with just a really quick update for you. So it is, I don't even know what day it is, Monday. The final 10 come out tomorrow, so I will be talking to you soon about that. But I did start the flash share today. I'm very happy I got this from the library after those first 50 pages because I'm not loving the writing style. I remember hearing someone talk about it and how it's in 2 characters' perspectives, and they're sharing an apartment together, and the guy works a night shift and the girl works a normal job, and so they never see each other, but he has to get money and she needs a cheap place to stay, so they share an apartment but they never see each other. And the girl's perspective is normal, the guy's perspective is written in fragments, and then there's no dialogue. It's just written kind of like script format. It's like Lenny, how are you? And then it has Holly, I'm good, how are you? So like, I don't like that. I don't get why the author chose stylistically to have 2 completely different writing styles for the characters. Typically it's different voices if you have 2 different characters you're trying to do alternating chapters from, but I don't know how I like that. It's pretty British though, which I like, but it's like kind of boring so far. I'm only 50 pages in and I'm like not excited to continue reading, which is sad because I was really excited to start this book because I've heard it's good, but I don't know if I like it so far. So we'll see. I did listen to more of Sapphire Flames, and that's still barely any romantic tension at all. There's been no actual romance though. Like, she kind of likes him, and I only have 4 hours left of the audiobook, and I think it's a 12-hour audiobook, a little less than that, so I don't know where the romance is in there. And then the Mariana Zapata book, I'm 50% of the way through of The Best Thing, and it's so slow, and I'm not excited to read it either. I'm just like feel like slumpy right now, and I feel like I'm forcing myself to read because none of these books are really that good. I feel bad saying that. Like, I'm enjoying Sapphire Flames, but it's not romance heavy, and this one is just like not what I expected, and then The Best Thing is not that interesting right now. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know. This should not be the case for reading the best romances according to Goodreads. So I'm gonna read tonight though and talk to you guys later. Hey guys, so it is Wednesday the 20th right now, and I've finished a couple books, but I'll update you guys on that later. I just wanted to come on here and talk about the top 10 now that are in the finals of the Goodreads Choice Award. So, I shouldn't be surprised, but like literally none of the write-ins made it to the top 10. And typically I think some write-ins usually make it to the top 10. I am very surprised that there are still 2 LJ Shen books in this top 10. You can only vote on 1 book, and she got enough votes for her 2 books. But then I feel like that's not going to help her win because her votes are split between 2 books. So I don't think LJ Shen's gonna win. But I have 2 books on the final 10 that I have not read yet, and that is The Flat Share and The Girl He Used to Know. I'm listening to The Girl He Used to Know on audio right now, and I'm about 100 pages into The Flat Share. So out of the top 10, I had already read 7 of them before this challenge started, and the only one I have read since then for the challenge is Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Center. The rest, I'm not really surprised. We've got Helen Huang, Colleen Hoover, Christina Lauren, Red, White, and Royal Blue. We have J.R. Ward, who always makes it in the top 10. So I think I am mostly surprised, though, of the 3 that I hadn't already read before this challenge. So we have Tracy Garvis Graves and Beth O'Leary and Catherine Center as the 3 authors that are in this final 10 that I had not read yet. Okay, so I'm listening on audio. I know I was going to update you guys on my reading later, but it's flashing back between 1991 when they're in college and August 2001. Now, anybody I feel like my age or older automatically thinks September 2001. And I feel like on Twitter I saw somewhere that mentioned a book in the top 10 romances that had to do with 9/11. And I think it's this book. I don't think I'm spoiling anything from the first chapter. It talks about August 2001. And I think anybody who lived through that automatically associates that date range with 9/11. So we'll see how it goes, but it's about a girl with autism. So I don't know if it's autism or Asperger's. I don't know the difference. If I thought that Asperger's was a form of autism, I could be wrong though. But it's very interesting because she fell in love with a guy in college and then she broke up with him, and now it's 10 years later and they're reconnecting and they're talking about her anxiety being in college and falling in love for the first time, and it's really good. And I'm surprised that now there's 2 out of the top 10 with autistic rep in a romance. So the other one being Helen Huang's The Bride Test. So we'll see how it goes. And I will update you guys with some books later. I did finish The Best Thing by Martin Zapata and Sapphire Flames by Alana Andrews, but I'm losing light here, so I will update you guys that later. So yeah, I have 4 books left on this challenge I have to read. I am reading the top 20, and I have decided not to read Beard Necessities by Penny Reed. That one, not only is it $6, it's book 7 in the series, and people have talked about how they don't care about the couple unless you know them from the previous books, in that it really sounds like something I'm going to hate. And I'm already trying to make my way through these last 4 because I gave the last 2 books that I read for this challenge a 2-star and a 3-star. So I don't want to read another book I don't like. And I feel like for Beard Necessities, I'm not going to enjoy it because I have a hard time liking some of Penny Reed's books, and I really didn't like the first book in this series, and I've only read book 1 out of 7, and I feel like if I miss that connection with the characters from the previous books, I'm automatically not going to like this book. So this one's out for me. This is going to be not even attempting that one, so I'm really reading the top 19 books, according to Goodreads, in the romance genre. So I will update you guys later of what I'm reading. What are you doing, Miss Girl? Being cute. Hi. Hello. Oh. Hey guys, so it is Wednesday night and I updated you a couple hours ago, but I wanted to come on here and talk to you about the 2 books I finished. Miss Lily's so tired next to me. She's so cute. Darcy's back there if you can see her. Can you see her? She's on the couch over there. But I finished first Sapphire Flames by Alana Andrews, and I listened to the audio and it was good in the beginning. I liked the paranormal world. She's a siren. There are all these different beings with all these different powers. I feel like there's no rhyme or reason to powers. It was just like anything goes. And they were like trying to defeat this like bad corporation thing. And I feel like because the romance started before the book and they kind of had a history together, like that was not even really a history. It felt very insta-lovey, and the romance was like barely any of it, and it's not concluded because I don't know how many books are going to be in the series. So I feel like only in the last like 2 chapters they like said they loved each other, and I was like, do you really? I don't know. I wasn't feeling any chemistry. I didn't really like the guy character. I felt like we didn't really know a lot about him because it was all from her perspective. So I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars. I don't think it necessarily should belong as one of the best romances of 2019 because it wasn't really that romance heavy. So pretty disappointing on that one. I'm still going to read the original trilogy at some point because I know Lacey loves it, but disappointed in that. On to something else Lacey loves is Martin Zapata. The Best Thing. I finished that last night and boy was that hard. That book was so long and so redundant and so flat. I gave it 2 stars. So Jonah's the guy that she was in her past, and then they didn't speak for like a year and a half because he was gone. And I feel like his reasoning was stupid, and like we threw in a little like the Notebook thing with Noah. I wrote you every day, like that kind of thing. Like that was just like what kind of happened in this book. I don't want to spoil too much, but it just didn't feel realistic. Jonah's character was very flat to me. I just like didn't care. I was like, who are you? And like, what do you enjoy? I just knew he liked rugby. That was it. There was like nothing to his character. We got, oh, I'm sorry, the TV's on, so if the light's flashing. We got so many different characters just like randomly thrown in that weren't really fleshed out. Like, what was the point of her grandma, of his mom and his siblings? And like he had this like thing with his one sibling, but I feel like that was never actually fleshed out, and it was just like weird, and the pacing was weird, and it was slow to be slow. It wasn't even slow burn, it was just slow and redundant. Oh my god, how many times she talked about not liking him, and every chapter started with a message or a text from her to him of when he wasn't answering her, and I was like, this is getting old really fast. I get it that he ignored her for a year and a half, and it was just annoying. I struggled so hard to finish it. If I weren't reading it for this video, I would have DNF'd it at like 20%, honestly. I know Chandler already DNF'd it back around when it came out, because I was looking at other ratings on Goodreads, and I just like, ugh, I didn't like it. I'm glad it's not in the top 10 because it's really not worthy of that either. I hate to say it, I like Mara and Zapata, but it just wasn't impressive. But I am currently reading The Flat Share. About 100 pages into this, and it's getting better, so we'll see. I did realize, like, I like British movies. I don't know how much I like British books. So, like Bridget Jones, I love those movies, but I read the book and it wasn't that good. So, we'll see if I end up liking this or not. And I'm also 2.5 hours into The Girl You Used to Know, and I'm enjoying it more now, but it's, like, really sad because of what she goes through in her past, because she has some form of autism, but yeah, I'm gonna read some more tonight and update you guys later. I'm hoping to finish this by Sunday. I have 4 books left, so we'll see if I do that. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. So we put our tree up. Miss Lily's over there wagging her tail. Do I have a puppy behind me? What are you doing? Okay, so I'm gonna see how well this works. Hopefully Darcy's not annoying behind me. She's biting something behind me, but hi, it is Saturday morning. I have a lot to update you guys on. We put our decorations up, so very Christmassy and at my house right now. I finished The Flat Share. I ended up really enjoying this. I think the last time I updated you, Darcy, what are you doing? She's so cute. The last time I updated you, I said it was kind of hard to get into the writing. My dad texted me saying, oh, you read it? I read it too. So he did read this as well. I'll have to ask him what he thought of it. I remember he got it from the library. And I ended up giving it 4 to 5 stars. The romance ended up being really, really cute. And I really love Leon. It took me a while to get used to his point of view because the writing style was really weird for him. But I ended up really liking it, especially the end. It was just so adorably British by the time I finished. I think with those kind of books, like the Talia Hibbert one that just came out, it takes me a little bit to get used to the quirky writing, but I ended up really liking it. I gave it 4 to 5 stars. It does deal with an abusive relationship that the girl was in. It's not physically abusive, but definitely emotionally and mentally abusive, so be aware of that going in, and he kind of is stalking her, so she has to deal with that. But their relationship's so cute, and when they meet, it's so fun and adorable, and I love how they just like form this romance from writing notes to each other. So 4 to 5 stars. Really enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. I finished The Girl He Used to Know by Tracy Garvis Graves. I listened to most of this on audio, and then I read the last 50 pages of the actual book. The audio was good. It's our girl has a form of autism, and it flashes between the past when they're in college and they meet in 1991 and the present, August 2001. And I told you guys, like, automatically thought of, okay, obviously something's gonna happen in 2001 because if you've lived through it, I was in 3rd grade, so I was pretty young, but it's still definitely like a very prominent memory of mine because it was such a horrific event, was 9/11. And A lot of reviews I've been reading say that's a spoiler and they don't tell you unless you like click the spoiler button that they have on Goodreads. I believe that you shouldn't use a terrorist attack as a, what's the word, a plot twist in your book. So I'm just gonna straight up tell you, this deals with 9/11 at the end, and I feel like it was so unnecessary for this entire plot line, added nothing to their romance because they like rekindled their relationship in 2001 and then he's in the tower during 9/11. And so we get 50 pages of the end of this book of her driving from Chicago to New York to try to find him. Amidst the chaos of 9/11, we get her talking to him on the phone, watching it on the news, and it was so hard for me to read. It was really hard for me to read because I lived through that and I don't want that in my romances, and that was literally just used as a plot twist and not to further their relationship at all. So I felt like that was really unnecessary, and he was supposed to be like the most understanding guy because he got her quirks and he got her autism, and so he was very understanding about it, but there were some things that he would get mad about that I felt like totally negated the fact that he was a nice, caring guy, because he got mad at the stupidest things, and I didn't really like his character, especially in the, like, he got mad at kind of the same thing. And it was really stupid. I'm like, you know, she's not socially aware of jokes and things that are appropriate with dating, and you got mad at her at that. It was really annoying. I gave this 2 stars. I liked it in the beginning. It was more of like a 3.5, 4-star read, and then that ending, I hated. So I gave it 2 stars. Don't use 9/11 as a plot twist because it's not. Then the last book I have for you is Aisha at Last. I actually started this in audio yesterday and I can't get through it at all. I'm gonna DNF this book. It's weird, and so our main character, I don't know, I was listening to it on audio, so it was hard to follow along with who it was narrating from. It's 3rd person limited from different chapters, I think, and our main character is, they're all Muslim, our main characters, and our main character, female, she is in her late 20s, and so everyone's like, you gotta get married, I'll find you a nice boy, either from here in Canada or from India, I think. And she doesn't want that. And our main guy character is very religious, where he won't shake hands with women and he doesn't like women who drink. And I'm guessing, like, because they meet and she's a poet, and like her friend wants to hook them up together because he works at the friend's company and almost got in trouble with the HR because he refused to shake a woman's hand. And I don't know, it's just weird, and I don't know how I'm gonna like this romance, and I just like was not following along with the audio that well. There's a lot of different characters and it was really hard for me to keep track of who was who, and I'm like, there's not really that great of a romance right now, and I can't see myself enjoying that romance. It's supposed to be a Pride and Prejudice retelling, but the guy's not really like Mr. Darcy because he is, like, they talk about him taking his religion to the extreme where, like I said, he doesn't shake hands with women. He thinks that women shouldn't drink and should be very reserved, and our main character is not like that, so I think that's why they're gonna get together and he's gonna learn, like, to like her. I just am not into it, and I don't want to read it more, especially after coming off of a 2-star read and reading The Best Thing by Martin Zapata, which I gave a 2-star. I just feel like I'm dragging through books that I'm not enjoying, so I'm gonna put this down and probably not get back to it. So this one's gonna be a DNF for me, but the book I did pick up that I'm enjoying is Brazen and the Beast by Sarah McLean. I'm about 50 pages in. It's super cute so far. Our main character wants to go out and live a life of her own. I think she's about to turn 29, and it's gonna be the year of Hattie, where she takes control of her life, and she meets a guy who is part of the Bare-Knuckled Bastards, which is what the series is called, and I don't know what he does, but this is book 2. I didn't read book 1, but it's really fun so far, so I will catch you guys up on everything later. Hopefully I'm gonna finish this today, and then I'll rank all the books for you, and that'll be it. So last book. I feel like I've been doing this forever, but I'm excited to finish this one. I'm saving a really good one for last. Hey guys, so I'm here with my final update of this excessively long vlog. I don't even want to think about how long this is going to take me to edit and how long this is, but I finished the last book, and that is Brazen and the Beast by Sarah McLean. This is not part of the top 10, but I read it because it's part of the top 20, and this one I ended up giving 3 out of 5 stars. Last time I checked in, the beginning was so good. Our main character is just so strong. She's 29. She wants to take over her father's like shipping company, and it has to do with like a lot of their ships and taking cargo, and her brother is not smart, so she wants to take over, and her brother ends up doing a bad deal and trying to cross the bare-knuckle bastards, which is what the love interest is part of, and she has to kind of broker a deal in order to save the company and her brother's life. And it was so good in the beginning. I loved how they met. I loved their chemistry, and then it just really slowed down, really dragged out, and I feel like not a lot actually happened. And I did enjoy the ending, but I feel like between page 50 and like 300, not much happened, and it just felt very slow. So definitely kind of a disappointment in this one, but I finished it and I'm happy. This is the last book of this challenge. It has taken me a long time to do this, in my opinion. I think it just took over a week, but it feels like a lot because I didn't have a lot of freedom in what I was reading. So I do have all of the books right here. I'm going to rank all the 20 books from least favorite to most favorite and let you guys know what I'm voting for in the Goodreads Choice Awards. Coming in last place, because I didn't read it, so it's technically not in last place. It didn't really place, but Beard Necessities by Penny Reed did not place because I didn't attempt to read it. Book number 7 in a series of a couple that has been growing throughout the entire series. So I felt like my review of this book would not be as accurate as it could be if I had read the whole series. So I wasn't even gonna give this a shot. So this one, unranked. Coming in at number 19 is Aisha at Last by Uzma Jalaluddin. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I DNF'd this one after about 6 chapters. I just really couldn't get into the characters. They were really confusing. I didn't really feel like I was going to connect at all with that romance, so I decided to put this down. Next, I have 3 2-star books. So the first one is The Best Thing by Mariana Zapata. Coming in at number 17 at 2 stars is The Girl He Used to Know by Tracy Garvis Graves. Next with a 2-star is Meet Cute by Helena Hunting. And the next 5 books are all 3 stars. So that is going to be The Wedding Party by Jasmine Guillory, The Savior by J.R. Ward. Number 14 is Red, White, and Royal Blue at 3 stars. Next is Sapphire Flames at 3 stars. And the last 3-star read is Brazen and the Beast by Sarah McLean. On to 4-star reads. I had the most 4-star reads at 7, and so my least favorite 4-star read was The Kiss Thief by L.J. Shen. Then The Friend Zone by Abby Jimenez. Coming at number 8 is Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Center, which I also don't really think this should have been in this category, but it's okay. Then another 4-star read is The Pretty Reckless by L.J. Shen. After that is The Flatshare, which was super cute, by Beth O'Leary. The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren, another very cute romance. And my last 4-star read is Well Met by Jen DeLuca, which is so close to being 5-star, and every time I talk about it I want to make it 5-star, but it is my highest rated 4-star read. And we are at the top 3 favorites of the Goodreads Choice Awards for romance, and my top 3 are these 3. Coming in at number 3 is The Wallflower Wager by Tessa Dare. So cute, more of a 4.5 star, but I really enjoyed this historical romance, and I'm very sad it didn't make it into the top 10 of the Goodreads Choice Awards because this one was adorable. And one that pains me to talk about because it's not even a romance and it should not be in this category, but Verity by Colin Hoover by itself is just a really amazing book that I absolutely loved, that I can't stop thinking about, so it's my second choice. And I wouldn't vote for this though if it were my first choice because it's not a romance and should not represent the romance category, but it's probably gonna win. And coming at number 1, and my choice for the best romance of 2019 is The Bride Test by Helen Huang. Are we surprised? This was my choice at the very beginning of this video, and nothing I've read for this video has surpassed this book. I'm voting for this. I really hope this wins. Helen Huang is the only one who's beaten Colleen Hoover in the past like 4 years, so we'll see if she can do it again, but my guess is that these 2 are going to be in the top 2, and I totally agree with that, aside from the fact that this isn't a romance, but I do think these will get the top 2 spots of the Goodreads Choice Awards, and that is well deserved because they're both really amazing books. And thank you so much if you made it this far. Kudos to you. This is going to be a really long video, so thanks for sticking around. If you enjoyed this, let me know if you want me to do it again. It was a lot harder than I thought it'd be, but I had a lot of fun, and I'm glad now I can say what I think would win the Goodreads Choice Awards. So let me know down below what your #1 choice is, or what books you loved or didn't enjoy of the Goodreads Choice Awards for romance. As always, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.